Okay. I just know we're gonna go live on
We're probably already.
on what's it?
So
Facebook.
Just say, hey, Facebook lands. You know.
Hey, Facebook.
We're getting our zhush. Getting our zhush. Not even wearing highlight. What the fuck?
Oh my god, this is awful. This is terrible.
Oh, like you've never lived.
Nothing's changed, folks. Nothing's changed. We're in the new studio. Nothing's changed.
I had to set that up today. And I couldn't find cords. I was crying.
Oh my god.
I was like, I think I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright.
So you're going to switch it, the OBS, you're going to switch it to the first one.
What OBS? Where?
OBS is the one on this.
What am I...
Right here?
Oh, that one?
Yeah, the broadcasting system.
Uh-huh.
Switch it to the first. It says, like...
Scene?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there we go. Hey, Christ. Okay, hang on. We got this. We got this.
And then go to Facebook.
I'm trying.
First, it says
Scene?
Yeah.
Oh,
look,
shit.
There we go.
Hold on, okay.
There you go.
I got it. Alright. Okay, so... where's the show sheet?
I'll get it in a second.
Okay. So, hey Facebook, welcome to Season 7, Episode 20. It's right there on the thing. As you can see, we are in the new studio.
Nobody in there.
With nobody, just me.
That's so sad.
And Felicia's wig behind me.
I'm there in spirit.
Apparently nobody is ready but me. And that's fine. Hey, Divine. It is what it is. Felicia's still getting ready. Miss Nature, what the are you trying to put nails on? Are you really trying to put nails on?
I am.
Okay.
Apparently Miss Nature's trying to put nails on. Like, has she ever seen this fucking show?
Yes.
Like, she's trying to put nails on. Felicia 9 times out of 10 doesn't even have a face on. Like... Oh my god. And meanwhile, I'm like, hey, look, I'm gonna go all, like, extra and shit. And be all, like, steampunky and cool. I don't know why the hell I bother. Jesus.
Well, welcome to the Let's Have a Fefe.
Right.
I'm Felicia Minor, hiding here in the corner.
Felicia Minor is still off. Oh, there's her. Oh, there. Oh. We saw her arm. Saw her arm, folks.
Sue me.
Oh my
don't
god.
Sue me, though. I don't really have...
Yeah, don't. I mean, they could. They're not gonna get anything.
I mean, they can see me.
Boobs on, it's okay.
I never wear boobs.
This is
interesting.
Yeah, wow. So
Sit in the middle. Okay.
Oh, is Miss Nature ready?
I know.
Mhm.
Excellent.
I think
Climb on
so.
over. Have a seat over here. Oh, Jesus. There's Miss Nature, who is good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
My
Oh, no, not
God.
so long ago. I saw you at the pageant.
Yes. No.
No.
Late night snacks.
No. Yes.
Yes.
But you were there for the US of A prior, no? For a
Yes.
little bit? Yeah.
You were there?
I was there.
Oh. I don't pay attention to these things. I was so fucking tired. Oh my goodness. So Miss Nature actually drove up from Tucson
Only because you didn't.
she didn't realize that we could have videoed her in, but that's okay. We appreciate her being here. We actually have more fun when our guests are actually here because it's easier to interact and, you know, virtual is good, but it's better if you're in person.
I agree.
You know, so we appreciate her being here. I was wondering why the fuck you were getting ready at like 4 o'clock. I was like, the fuck? Does it take her that long? Really? So, but yeah, and yeah, I don't know where Felicia went. Oh, I suppose I should put my phone on.
Felicia never looks so good.
Let me put my phone on silent here. Yeah. So how was your weekend? We're on Facebook over here, so you can see the people who choose to comment. How was your weekend? What did you do this week?
Oh, it was horrible. It was 3 back-to-back shows: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, however, I had to cancel because Friday night at 2 in the morning, I'm in drag, decided to drive home, and I got a flat tire. Yeah. So I had to call an Uber at 2 o'clock in the morning in drag.
Nice. You didn't try to change the tire yourself?
No.
Oh. Apparently Felicia's eyelash glue isn't sticking very well. I had my mustache on when I got here, but I also brought food and then realized that I couldn't eat
Hi, Divine.
because of the mustache, which covers half of my fucking mouth. So I took the mustache off and then used a little bit of Felicia's eyelash glue / wig glue to stick it back on, and it's only sort of sticking. So if it falls off, I'm sorry. We'll just roll with it. We'll pretend I'm drunk or something. It's fine. Totally fine. And it's totally not sticking. Do you have eyelash glue?
I do.
Can I borrow some?
Yes. Would you like some?
Please.
All right.
We're just gonna... This is... This is good. This is a good look right here.
Is this what you usually use?
Actually, no. Latex.
Oh, I use this for eyelash glue. I don't know if you use... Oh, yeah, you use the same. Okay.
This will be fine. I just need a little bit.
So I'm not looking the best.
That's okay.
Oh, but I look okay.
Yeah, you look
alright.
Oh my god! Don't look too close. It's in the details.
That's
Yeah,
the same
don't.
package,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. That's why we have a smooth thing. So y'all talk about your shit real quick while I try and fix my face.
Did you finish talking about the weekend? I heard
I
flat
didn't- I didn't-
wheels or something, flat
Yeah.
tire.
Miss
oh my
Nature had a
gosh.
flat tire.
Yeah.
I haven't
How
talked
was your
about my weekend yet.
Oh, my weekend? So my weekend consisted of
This is not working.
a show on Friday, or moving during the day on Friday, kind of ish. And then on Friday night, is he putting that in a spoon?
It's not coming out. I'm afraid if I squeeze it, it's gonna like.
Use the other end of the spoon. Oh my god. Anyway, so my weekend consisted of moving. Hence, we are in a new place. Nothing's on the walls yet.
Which she doesn't know the address to. Just so you know. Sent me
Yes,
to the wrong place.
Miss Nature was lost because I tried to be efficient, but was not efficient enough because I created a new show sheet, which is supposed to be like how to get here ish. If you need it that bad,
I'm
it's
going
in
back
there.
in. It's fine. You know.
So the fabulous thing
Talk
about
about
this new house is that my master bathroom is connected to the drag.
Oh.
I like that.
So, yeah. But, I could not go, I can't come this way because I have to figure out a way to make it so it's walkable.
Ooh, I actually kind of like that I came here because I see some pretty clothes over there.
No.
It's like this.
No, they belong to me for a reason. So, we moved, and it's been, we had help, which was, thank God. We had family and some friends help us move, and, I will tell you that we moved the little things, but we hired movers for the bigger things. And let me just say that the gentlemen that helped us move were gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Felicia. You didn't have
No,
to
I
say
said
that.
move the bigger items.
Hey, I moved a lot of your drag. That counts as big shit. I'm just saying. Whatever.
They carried the bed and all that. Anyway, so that was my weekend, and I still have one more round of things to
What
get.
you gonna do after tonight?
Yes, I'm going to
Jesus.
probably not even bother taking off my face, just put
Just-
on a shirt
right,
and run out
just
the
go.
door.
Yeah.
Because that's how life is, kids, when you're adult.
Yeah, I know how that goes. What did I do this
But it's
weekend?
a gorgeous new house.
It is. It's really
I mean,
cute.
new to
I mean,
me.
I like it. It's
Yes, it's
like way more spacious than the old place for sure.
yes.
Um,
in the old place, if this was happening, you
We'd
would
be
not be in the
screwed.
same
We'd be
room.
like sitting on the porch or some shit because there'd be no way we'd be able to.
I'd be like, oh, we're gonna do the show in like the living.
right. Like, there's no way.
Now you know my secrets. Why do we have so
And-
many shows in the
What about your weekend?
What did I do? I helped Felicia move on Saturday.
I wrote it up there.
Oh, Excellent.
You wrote
So
what you did?
I helped Felicia move on Saturday.
Mhm.
We had lunch because Felicia now lives really, really close to one of my favorite places in the valley, just in general, like to eat and go shopping and stuff, is the Mekong Plaza. Because Thai Spices is there, and we had
the rolled ice cream is
the
over
rolled
there.
ice cream is over there. The Asian market's over there. Like, there's all sorts of stuff. So we had lunch over there, and then I had to
It's
hustle
walking
home
distance.
to get ready because Saturday night I was gonna go down to Stacy's and support Espresso
I forgot to put
Grande
that in there. I'm so sorry.
because she was competing for Miss Gay Melrose America.
Congratulations to her.
I have to tell you, so I didn't know what to expect.
Mm.
There were 3 competitors. I knew Espressa. I'd heard of Katie Christian Star, but I really didn't know anything about her. And then the third one, I don't know who she was.
Shit, I have the conversation all covered out.
Yeah,
I don't know who she was. I don't know if she was. I'm assuming she was a relative
Hi.
of the queen. And I do know that Espressa had been like prepping and rehearsing and stuff for months.
Whoa.
But that doesn't always mean anything.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I've seen people prep for months and come up with a really shitty package. So
Or
that's
freeze
not
in the middle of the stage.
right. Like that's not not saying that I would expect Espresso to have a shitty package. I just didn't know what to expect.
Mm.
And I have to say, all night Espresso blew me the fuck away.
The fuck away.
Her talent was outstanding. Like, really, really good. It was very her, and it was awesome. Like, it was...
Can you say why that's important, that it was her?
When you do a talent that's you, that's, you know, that is your style, that speaks to your strengths, that's when you're going to really excel at it, rather than trying to do something like, if you're not a dancer, don't come up with this big fancy dance number.
Tried it.
If you're not like a if you're not like a theater kind of person, don't come up with a big dramatic number. Like, play to your strengths, and that's exactly what she did.
Mm-hmm.
She had some dancing in there. She had some choreography, but it was nothing that...
But it wasn't, like, dance strong.
Right. It wasn't. Like, there was choreography, and she got all the choreography, but it wasn't like she wasn't trying to be a dancer. But the whole thing, it was awesome. It was fantastic. I do have to say, though, that there were 3 contestants.
Mm.
The pageant started almost an hour late, and the entertainment was not awesome. With the exception of Candy Stratton.
I wasn't the entertainer.
Alright. So Candy Stratton was there. Candy Stratton was amazing. I know. Candy Stratton was fantastic. She was entertaining. At one, like, her second number, she came in through the crowd, and like, it's fine.
It's because, like, when you're talking, your tongue keeps touching it. You're not supposed to lick
That's what she
stash.
said. But without almost any exception, all the other entertainers did were walk around the stage. I was bored to tears, and it was too fucking long. And then they had Lady Bunny, who is supposed to be this. She's supposed to be this legendary entertainer. Mm-hmm. There comes a point when, if your entire shtick is based around sort of circa 1980 tranny and black jokes, you need to retire. It was 45 minutes of tranny jokes, of black jokes.
45 minutes?
45 minutes. It was really long.
Why did she need to be on that long?
Because she costs a lot of money.
Oh.
I was kind of over it. I was like, okay, are we done yet? Because, like, it just, everything was dragging. It was
a drag pageant.
It was unnecessarily long, and honestly, if that's... I understand that Lady Bunny has been doing this a very long time, and I understand that she's considered to be a legend, but if that's your go-to, then you need to retire. because it's not funny.
I always say that. I always say if your go-tos are whack jokes and
like at one point she like
Especially
had she does like her entire thing is like she does parodies of songs basically, and like at one point she had like a massive cock under her dress and of course went into Pussycat Dolls and things. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hung like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you? I'm like, there was a whole thing of, I can't remember what the song it was, but something about, she was talking about,
but the question is, was she tipped?
Oh God, yes. Like a shit ton.
Nice.
But mind you, the audience were mostly little skinny white boys and drunk straight women. But yeah, like there was one where she was talking about something in whatever, sex or something, and talking about how she likes them bigger, and then something hung like a, I'm not Paula Deen. So instead of saying the word that rhymes with bigger,
all
right.
Oh.
I was like, really? Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. So that wasn't super awesome. Yeah, not.
In this climate.
Yeah, like it
the
wasn't.
sad part is a lot of people support that.
Right.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't awesome. I was so glad that I was able to see Espresso win. I stayed the entire pageant, which for me, that.
Are you okay?
Like, that was. I generally don't because I'm. Like, I had shit to do. Like, I was tired. I was getting up in the morning, But I stayed the whole pageant just so I could see her win and give her the $1.
Just
her
$8.
Her gown was beautiful. Everything, absolutely gorgeous. And then Sunday, I got up in the morning and drove my happy ass to the Renaissance Festival, where I hung out all day with Dominic Von Strapp and his fiance, which was fun because he's a geek like I am when it comes to this sort of thing. So, I spent a little bit of money on some new leather stuff for my garb. I have I got a new leather jerkin and a new leather belt, and it was good. It was fun. At the Pharaoh, yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I needed it, and now I'm going back on Saturday, and I'm trying to find either somebody to go with me or.
You found somebody to go with you. What the hell does that mean?
What
the fuck does that mean?
You haven't confirmed yet.
I did confirm my side.
Then everybody else is okay. Well, if nothing else, Felicia's gonna go with me. Everybody else will stay home. It's fine.
The absolute last person.
Other than that, all I've been doing is pageant prepping because I leave 3 weeks from yesterday.
So if you have money.
Where's the pageant?
Ohio. Dayton.
Oh, Dayton. Okay.
Yeah. Flying into Cincinnati, renting a van, and then driving.
Did you go once to Ohio? No? I saw a trip that you guys did. Maybe it was Texas.
Oklahoma. A couple years ago. Yeah.
We did go to Texas.
Oh, we did go to Texas, but not the road trip. That was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go into my tip?
Yeah, where is that? Did you put it up there?
I did. I changed it slightly because I was Googling and found things, so.
Oh.
So, my Just the Tip this evening, we're going to be talking about that first kiss. I know.
I don't remember my first kiss.
You don't?
I don't.
Not any of them?
I mean, the first kiss with somebody, specific, but, my very, very first kiss.
I don't know if I remember mine either.
See? Do you? Okay, see, you were about to judge.
But then I'm old, so... So...
We're relatively...
In this context, we're talking about the first kiss with a potential partner or a date or whatever. So they can be... It doesn't matter who the person is or how long you've been, seeing them or how long you've been into, or how, that first kiss can be totally nerve-wracking.
And awkward.
The fear of rejection is absolutely real. It took me 3 weeks to kiss my partner, and she ended up kissing me instead because I was too chicken shit.
Yeah, that fear is real.
I was so afraid of rejection. I already thought that she was way out of my league, so I was.
She is pretty hot.
So yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the different ways to kind of navigate. And do you want to bring that over so we can?
Oh. I was like, I can see the conversation just fine.
Yeah, thanks. That's. I'm glad you can. You know,
Oh my
the
God.
rest of us can't.
There we go.
Ah.
Let's see this. Hi, Kat.
Mimi, the entertainer I was talking about is that was Lady Bunny. That was who was yeah. All right, so how to navigate that first kiss with somebody? The best way to start is to kind of test the physical intimacy waters. So, you know, you're out to dinner, you're in a movie or whatever, you're laughing, you're joking, you do, you know, just small touches here. You know, if you could sit close or whatever, and you know, whatever that, you know, that kind of thing. And it'll let you know how comfortable the other person is. If they don't reciprocate, or if you sit and your leg is touching theirs and they move and like cross their legs away from you, probably a good indication that you probably shouldn't try to kiss them. Like, you know, you want to pay attention to the nonverbal cues that are happening, which I know for some people that can be tricky.
Tricky.
Because there are people that have difficulty in picking up nonverbal cues. So in that situation, you want to be a little more aware if you can. And you know, if the cues are all there and you're like, okay, this is good, you know, we've been. Being somewhere a little more private is probably better, like than like the middle of a crowded bar or like, you know, a restaurant or even like a parking lot kind of thing. You know, you could be in your car if they're dropping you off, or if you're dropping them off, or you know, somewhere. I mean, and if it's a parking lot, at least don't be in like park.
Are you saying don't park at a crowded mall and decide to have your
right? Like just like that doesn't say like.
I mean, but if the moment happens,
right?
We're not gonna be like, excuse me.
Right. I mean, if the moment happens, but it's sort of like it's
can't
like
happen here.
You know, because they can be awkward anyway, so you don't want to kind of add awkward on top of awkward and be sort of in the middle.
I'm
of
awkward all the time, so there you have.
So once you're in a good spot, both.
I was like, I am too.
Oh my god! So once you're in a good spot, both sort of, you know, emotionally and physically, and the moment feels right, you know, whether you're saying goodbye or whatever it is, you know, you can start with a hug. So you start with that hug, and if you can tell when you're hugging the person if they're like, okay, we're.
Yeah.
You know, like if they do like the one-handed,
or they're reaching for their keys while you're
right, like they're giving you like a one-handed
okay.
kind of thing, and they're like grabbing their keys and they're like, all right, you know, probably me or her. If the hug lasts a little bit longer, like, you know, you're hugging the person and they just kind of they sit there for a second, then that's probably a good indicator that you'd be good to try and go in. So and if
in.
Oh my god. So if you do get the cues that it would probably be okay, then the general rule of thumb is if you are going to be the one that's going to try and kiss the person, you want to lead in.
Not at the mall parking lot.
Oh.
I got it.
Oh Jesus. So you want to lean in about 80%.
Like 20 years ago.
And then let them come to you that last like 20%, because then that you know, so you lean in a little bit. And then let them come to you the rest of the way, just to make sure that that's there. And if they don't, if they're like, okay, hi, and then you're like, okay, that way you're not like...
Just make sure that the signals are not mixed.
Well,
some people are really overly caring, and you're like...
Right, well, that's why you kind of have to make sure that you can kind of
and then they're
read
like,
those...
No.
It's all about the nonverbal cues. And if you're the person... If you're a person in that situation, don't give... cues that are misleading or not what you would like. Don't mislead a person, because that rejection can be just devastating when you're like, oh, they've been giving me, you know, it's you know, there's been some physical affection or whatever, and then you go into kiss and they're like, man, it's like, it's disappointing. And that's not to say, you know, that anybody's entitled for a kiss to a kiss or whatever if there has been physical affection.
And
but
no means no.
No means no. But it can be very disheartening for somebody if they read the cues wrong because you've been giving the cues wrong, and they think, oh, maybe there is something, this is, you know, and then they get that rejection, and it's like, oh shit. Like it's very, it can hurt. So just don't lead the person on, and try to give the appropriate cues. If you do get that kiss in, way to go. You don't need to go into full makeout mode the first time. Like you don't need to shove your fucking tongue down their throat. But don't immediately think that, oh, well, I'm gonna kiss them, so I'm gonna go in for the tonsil hockey right off the bat. Like, just
tonsil
you can
hockey.
just nice sort of gentle kiss, and then if it seems like there's if you're inspired,
I
then
really listen. You guys are both in like very good
relationships. If there's
most women are from Grindr.
No,
we had an episode about
right.
That. You missed that one.
I did.
You don't need to just you can.
I'm a very sloppy kisser.
Oh God. And honestly, don't sweat the small stuff. So not all first kisses.
No, I said it. I was asking him if it's true if you're a sloppy kisser.
Oh God. Not all first kisses, just like the first time you sleep with someone, are awesome.
Watch my own show?
Like you may go in and you may bang heads. You may forget to breathe and get dizzy, or you may have no equilibrium and fall over. Not that I've done any of those things ever.
I don't want to talk about it at all.
Because I have perfect equilibrium and I never just fall over while standing.
I think the only time I watched you fall over is in a bush in Tucson, but we won't go there.
Ha!
Yes, I have many drunk stories.
At the cemetery,
my life
it was at the
ends.
cemetery. Do you remember that? Kind of.
No.
Vaguely, we won't talk about
God.
it. Okay.
If something does happen, if you do bump heads or whatever it is, just laugh about it. It'll make for a good story later, And if there's a spark, like if something more is going to happen, or if there's any sort of potential there for anything, you'll feel it literally. Biologists have actually they believe that kissing may actually have evolved to help humans determine whether someone is a good mate because of the hormones like testosterone that is present in saliva.
Jess is calling BS on something. What did you say that she would call BS on?
I don't know. Could be anything.
Jess, what are you calling BS on?
And this may seem like common sense, but after you kiss somebody, smile at them. Because
I don't think anybody has ever given me the
sometimes it if you get if you don't get it, if you get sometimes if you're in your head and you pull away and
okay
you may not, your first instinct might not
have ever had a
smile.
moment like that.
It happens. It's one of these things.
I would feel so devastated.
That's why you just make a conscious effort to smile at the person after you kiss them. Now
that's why some people get ghosted, because your face afterward.
Right. Now here's my question for you guys: is being a bad kisser a deal breaker?
Why are you looking at me? I said I'm a sloppy kisser, not a bad kisser. Jesus. It's not a deal breaker. I've been here for 13 years.
Alright, I was gonna say Scotty stayed.
I have to say, for me, being a bad kisser is kind of a deal breaker. If after that,
what kind of bad are we talking?
So
are we talking never tried it kind of kissing? Or
you have people that
there are some people that are kind of like that. Oh, well, I haven't really.
No, you have these people that they latch their mouth over yours and their tongue just kind of. It's like whoa, they're tired, their mouth just takes over your whole face.
Your breathing supply.
It's just
You're watching the playback.
Oh my God! And these are the things that the people on the podcast missed.
I mean, that's why you should watch us.
But yeah, that's if you're a bad kisser, I can't. And
I would say I was a leech kisser at first.
I mean, when
if I have bigger lips, and some people don't have lips.
If you're 12, that's one thing. But as an adult, I would hope that someone will have tried to take the time to be no, just close your mouth a little bit. just a little bit of tongue.
I hate when people don't put any effort.
Like,
though.
not porno
That's
tongue.
true. Yeah,
The
yeah.
bad effort, kind of like.
Like if they're trying.
Oh,
You're
God,
like-
right. If you're like, what is
You're like-
this?
You're like, what is? Are you there? No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you can tell the people that, like, they're not an awful kisser, they're not the greatest kisser, but they're at
They're
least
just some people.
trying to kind of do something. I mean, they're
Right.
not completely taking over your face, but...
And don't leave hickeys on me.
Oh my
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
God, I hate hickeys. I think they are tacky as fuck. And, like, seriously,
hard to
you're
cover
not
up
in
with
junior
makeup.
high.
I'm just kidding.
I
I'm like,
was
I'm
like,
like,
Oh my god.
Like, you are not in junior high. Like, that's just... It's
If you
not...
feel you're going to eat my face, oh.
Yeah, it's like just, you know. And I mean, it's one thing if it's like if you know it's like one of those like one nighter things, like you know one of your grinder hookups,
right.
you know, and it's like all right, I'll deal with this because that's not what this is. Like we're just gonna, you know,
Right.
yeah. But if it's anything that's gonna be like more than that, then no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most sloppy kissers are not good at.
Other things.
I was yeah.
Yeah.
So do you remember your most sloppy kiss?
I don't remember my most sloppy kiss because I am the sloppy kisser. So I guess. You're thinking that hard?
I haven't had a lot of like super sloppy kissers. I've had a lot of like people that just didn't know what they were doing, but then they
What
also
about those
didn't know what they
kissers
were
that
doing
don't
with
like
anything
read
else
the
either.
signals? That you're like
Oh, you're trying to like pull
Yeah.
away, and they just keep. It's like
you're like oh
the problem is like with some of those like, especially if it's like one of these things where, like if it is like if it is a hookup sort of situation type of thing, right? You're like, okay, let me
breathe.
let me kind of steer you somewhere else. So you try to
Mhm.
steer them somewhere else, but then that's like almost worse, and you're like, fuck. God damn it. So you're like,
Everyone
alright,
says
what
my
time
ex
is it?
did that
How
a
do I
couple
have
of
to-
times, knowing it pissed me off.
See, that was what I was gonna say. There's like those kisses that are like, if they know that it makes you like, I'm a biter sometimes, but then the person doesn't
Mhm.
like it. Not that I'm a bad kisser. Like they like the kissing.
Right.
But you have to be able to. You have to kind of take what the other
Mhm,
person is
mhm,
kind of like
mhm.
into and not into
Right.
into consideration. And if they don't,
Yeah.
that makes them a bad kisser too.
Yeah. And
Communication.
Yeah. Even with kissing, communication is key. And pay attention to the signs. If
Yeah.
you're kissing and you feel someone, like you can feel someone start to tense up and start to, like
oh,
you. That's
PS.
you know.
If somebody does not like PDA, don't force it.
Yeah, that's another one.
Oh, Jose. Hello,
yeah,
Jose.
That's definitely.
Josue, sorry.
See, yes, I already said that. I already said that. Thank you.
What about the ones that
That peck 50 times in a row. Or just
What?
That's weird. That is kind of weird.
It's like
Who are these
It's-
people? And tell me not to be.
no,
around
I've
them.
Oh,
had
that is
I've had a
funny.
couple of those that really don't do anything. It's like, okay, can you change it up or something? Like we don't need porno tongue, we need church tongue. You know what movie that's from?
No.
Yeah. Whatever, it's
Is it from
fine.
our time?
You knew I did.
Fuck off.
You knew I didn't know.
It's from The Wedding Singer.
I've never
Okay.
seen that movie.
What?
That was from 91, right? I was born in 89.
Fuck
I mean,
off.
I could have watched it.
Oh my god.
I
Anyway,
just never watched it.
shall we move on to our
You've
guest?
never watched Wedding Singer?
Okay.
Wow.
You can't see me? I'm on the screen. Oh, because I keep leaning.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're kind of off. I don't,
My
there's
butt
some.
hurts.
There's some room. There you
Okay.
go.
I'm like restless because my body is sore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
We're
keep
never
moving.
moving again.
No, here, that's it.
This is
Never again.
it. Never again.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
on to.
So, for those of you who tuned in later who aren't sure who this person is with us this evening,
Speaking
is,
of bad kissers.
Speaking,
I'm just kidding.
speaking of grinder hookups, everybody welcome Miss Nature.
We are lagging so much. It's fun to
There's-
watch
I know.
the.
There's like a lag after the fact. Oh my god. Anyway.
But we look great, and I have to say, we are on Wi-Fi, so if we cut out just a little bit, it's not my fault. But I found out that I could get higher speed internet for the same price that I was paying for the slow one.
Yeah,
so,
but it's still CenturyLink, which means it's still shit.
no, actually, it's
CenturyLink
been going up.
sucks.
It's been going higher than when we were.
Do they increase your bill like every month by a few cents? Not
No.
thinking you're gonna realize. Oh.
With Cox, they did that before.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cox has never done that. CenturyLink has. It's fucking bullshit.
Who's a bad driver? I'm not a bad driver.
Oh no,
You
I think
don't
he's
drive.
talking about me.
Oh.
I think from all of your stories that you've shared with me.
Where we almost hit the bus.
Oh
But
my
we don't have to talk
God.
about that. We don't have to talk about that. We want to ask Miss Nature.
I don't think we almost hit it. I think we almost went underneath it.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's any
Oh
better.
my god, I don't think that's any better.
That was
No.
So, Miss Nature, tell us about yourself. Tell us when you started entertaining, how you got into the gig, how this wonderfulness has all come to be.
I started as the executive director of CARE, Central
Mm.
Arizona Rainbow Education. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, and yeah, that didn't
That's
happen.
what we all say.
Yeah. It was like a one-time gig.
Right,
and
it's
then,
always a one-time gig.
I kind of liked, as soon as I left the organization, I still wanted to get involved, and I still love to put together events, so it's kind of, I thought, well, I can go in as drag, leave as drag, and it'd be cool, but that's just not my style, and I'm doing just as much work as I was.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that happens.
I don't drive.
No, Felicia doesn't drive. She'll
Why do you
drive
say
in the
like this?
back seat.
Because I'm not.
Oh! Is that, okay.
Oh my god. So you call yourself
This is not about me.
the queen of charity, and you've kind of talked about it a little bit. How do you sort of keep up with that self-imposed title?
So, I thought about this, and it's like, and it's no disrespect to anybody who else, everybody does charity. I think it's just a big difference from
Not everybody.
going in and doing charity versus actually putting together from start to finish, especially like on your own. Like, and when I say on your own, like putting the events together, reaching out to people, securing the venues, putting the like
Freddie knows
money
nothing
into. So
about
like
that.
all of that, I think is kind of where I was going with
Mhm.
the concept of that. I also love doing events that are geared outside of the LGBTQ community
Yeah.
and working with different organizations, and so everything and anything I usually do is charity. Not everything, but predominantly.
What
This
she's saying is she's not afraid to be paid, but she does most of her work for charity.
correct.
Mhm.
Uh,
And so, what kind of charities are you raising money for?
So we started in July. I say we because anybody I feel like who has participated is just as important, and so it's not just a me effort. We did raised about $2,500 back in July when we started for Women Against. It was called Wings for Women who have dealt with abuse. Then we did Casa de los Niños for at-risk youth in October. We just had the event for the Humane Society, which has been our biggest event thus far.
that's because people like animals better than people.
Yeah, that's I can see I can see why. We have a
My
show coming
dog
up
has more fans than you.
in for veterans coming up, and then we have the one that you're in July
Mhm.
for Down syndrome, individuals with Down syndrome, and several other events that I'll be doing throughout.
And how can people help or contribute to these events?
So usually what I ask is for like sponsorship, and what that entails is just like some kind of monetary value if possible to help pay for the venue is always a nice thing. Then that gives
Hi,
the individuals
Savannah.
some seats at the events as well as some recognition during the event, or just helping at the door. Needing somebody to check in the tickets. We've always sell out, so we need somebody there to ensure that nobody gets in that shouldn't be in. Do you remember speaking? No, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, remember that one person? I don't know why it was random, but that always would join the performers on the stage. dance themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So
There's
those are the
always
DJ.
one,
There's those individuals. Just
Mhm.
anything that can help press play.
They do more than press play.
Well, on my end, no, because I end up like putting everything together
Literally,
for them,
all they do
and it's
is
literally
press play.
an order for them, and all they do is press play.
And pretty sure
play
most DJs these days have a fucking playlist on iTunes.
You guys
hit
don't
play.
give anybody enough credit.
They fucking hit play and then they sit there with their headphone doing this.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you mentioned that you had an exclusive event that you wanted to share and, talk about the details with on
Oh yes.
I forgot
the
to upload
Fefe this
that picture.
evening. Good job, Felicia. So, tell us about it.
All right. So
We have an exclusive, folks.
Right, that's true. It's the first time I'm actually announcing it. It's going to be an event for Tucson Pride. It will be happening on May 4th at the Tucson Mall.
The mall?
Yeah, we've actually already had
I can't believe Tucson Mall is still open.
Right, this is true, but they're actually doing a good job coming back.
I'm surprised.
So they are going to be doing, we have like a 10,000 square foot space that they've been kind
Whoa.
enough to kind of share with us. Our goal is to hopefully get 200 people in attendance at the event, raising $2,500. And the winner of the contest, the applications will begin to be available March 15th. And then the deadline for submission will be April 1st. The Tucson Pride Board will review these submissions because we want not just drag, we want to open it up to burlesque performers, other performers. There will be guidelines, of course, because it is at the mall and they have some concerns. But it is
I'm out.
but the winner will receive 20% of the proceeds that are raised, and then the rest of the 80% of the money raised. So there's a cash prize up to $500.
Cool.
That can be won.
That's fun.
Wow. So
Yeah.
where can they find more information about this?
So
do they need to follow you, or do they need to
can
follow
either-
Tucson Pride?
Well, it's either reaching out to myself or Justin Deeper, as we both are the ones that are going to be putting it together.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Dang.
So, besides that, which you have coming up in May, what else do you have coming up that you're working on?
All right, so we have the next event this weekend. I told Kalila, which I'm not sure she's watching, we have an event coming up this Saturday in Tucson at Club XS. It is going to be, I don't watch Drag Race. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Okay. Yoko something from...
I never say her name right, so don't look at me.
So there's going to be a girl from Drag Race that's going to be in the show. Barbie, a Bible Girl. Bible Girl is also going to be in Tucson
from YouTube, right?
From YouTube. So there's an event
I was like, she wasn't on Drag
March
Race, was she?
9th. Also have for Bisbee, individuals in Bisbee coming
Is
up.
she the one that does like the funny church things?
I think
she's
so.
like making fun of like church ladies.
I think so. March 16th we have, I've seen Divine was in here, St. Patty's St. Patty's Day Bash in Bisbee. And then...
How come you ain't never booked me for Bisbee?
How come you ain't never booked me for Bisbee?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. That's
Okay,
cool.
all right,
It's fine,
that's
whatever. I
fine.
see you. It's fine.
It's fine.
Well, now it got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
That's karma.
What's happening?
That's karma.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Look at those
Uh-huh.
bookings. Look at those
Uh-huh.
bookings.
That's cool, whatever.
No, but I think I have asked you before.
Not for Bisbee.
No, you
Yeah,
asked
for
me
Bisbee?
before, and I couldn't do
That's
it.
that one.
Oh, okay. So, okay, all right. Okay, so I will try to get you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I did ask you guys for Pride once.
No, you asked
Yeah.
me. You didn't
Okay.
ask him.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
it'll be on my list. I promise.
Uh-huh.
It's a good gig though. It's a good pay and then plus hotel.
We done it
Put you
before.
up in the hotel.
I
Well-
performed at Bisbee Pride.
Well, no,
They
they
love-
do for
they
you guys,
love
but
They like me there.
yeah.
They loved us.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean,
you
it's
know,
okay.
it's fine.
We
It's-
haven't been
it's
back.
cool.
It's alright.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's totally fine. It's totally
My
fine.
feelings are right here, and they just.
I only
Bro.
have one, and I have to save
Oh.
that for nationals. So I only have one feeling, and I'm keeping it right here. I'm saving it for nationals.
Oh god.
Look, Naviho says you have to book me.
What about me?
You've already been asked. I've never been asked.
Just ask them, girl.
No, that's not how that works. I don't want your damn pity booking. Oh, God.
People are so picky these days.
Damn
oh my
straight.
god.
Let's
So,
get to my
how can
resume.
fans connect with you on social media? Where are you? Where can they find you?
I was gonna say Facebook would probably be the best bet,
I
but
was gonna say Grindr.
guys,
since
don't
you
do
seem-
any other social media. I don't really care for Twitter or Instagram. or
I
anything
don't
else other
do
than
Twitter. I
Facebook.
think it's stupid. I
Yeah.
don't understand
You don't
it.
think it's stupid until you need something.
It hasn't done anything. Like,
or I just-
Instagram. I do.
started Queen. It's Queen. I just bought the rights for queenofcharity.com. I'm trying to figure out how to do web design. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
Tell people that don't want to pay for it.
Mm.
Mm.
Hey,
I
you're
know somebody
you're the one
that,
that told me about this website, and I'm like, this website's hard to actually.
I know somebody
navigate.
that does websites and shit for a living.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know
I wonder who that is.
Mm. I mean, they're not super good. I mean, their turnaround time is kind of shit, but their work is pretty good. I mean, for the most part, the quality's okay.
Mm.
I think that the same person
But,
actually made a really
yeah.
cute banner for. Oh, speaking of which,
Yeah.
there's a drag queen story hour that's going to be happening on
Look at me like I know
April
what that is.
20th, and it's going to be right here in Mesa
Oh, is
at
it?
Buckman's.
You haven't asked me to do that either.
I'm not that. There's like 10 of us that
I'm
are
probably
on the board, and I'm like, I
free.
don't make that decision.
I mean, can you
The
put
only
our
people
name in a
this
hat?
town that
Yeah.
knows how to
I was
fucking
gonna
read.
ask
It's
I mean, I
guys
live
when
right
we
down
were
the
here.
street.
That is true. I don't know where the Bookman's is. Is it right across?
It's
the
at
way?
Country Club in
It's Country Club, not Dobson.
It's Country Club in Southern.
Do you know the address?
So
Do you
it's
know the
like-
address?
No.
I'm not
Country
getting
Club-
it from you.
No,
so
it's Country Club in
Google
Southern.
might be a
so
better
it's-
bet.
I'll ask Freddie because he probably knows it.
I don't know
Google.
the address.
Google.
He doesn't even live in Mesa.
He used to.
I don't know the address, but I know where it is.
You're more of a reliable source than Felicia.
At this point, probably, which is really sad because I can't find my way out of a wet paper bag.
You try. Well, that got the people going. Wow. Wow.
I have no sense of direction.
As for us, what do you think of March 20th for doing our political Fefe?
Oh yes.
Let me check my schedule real quick, y'all.
That's 2 weeks from now.
Holy cow.
Oh my god, it is 2 weeks from now.
Wait, is that?
Yeah, that should be fine. We don't have a guest that night?
That's
No.
before
Okay,
nationals.
yes. We don't have a guest that evening, so yes. March 20th, so before then, Felicia and I will divvy up responsibilities and do a little bit of digging on some of the folks that are
Does that
putting
mean I get to
their...
find dirt on everybody? Because you know I'm great at that.
We'll dig up what we can. We'll split up... We'll split up candidates.
Ooh, I like that. It says Miss Nature.
Oh,
I'm for Felicia and Freddie hosting.
Oh, that is
Drag
the
Stories.
perfect person to ask. Michelle is actually pretty much our executive director of the group.
oh,
So
look
there you
at that!
go.
Excellent.
Oh well,
I can read. I have lots of books. I own them, and
I
I,
have
read
picture
them
books.
regularly.
I have picture books.
Felicia looks at pictures and does
I
that
can make
very
up
well.
stories.
She'll probably need like 3 times the literacy training that I need.
If you give her books that have very small words with big print, then
yes,
it's fine.
Yes.
If you need someone to read like Moby Dick, I can do accents and stuff too. Hey,
we ain't got all day to be doing all that.
I would read War and Peace to the children.
Oh God.
So,
We're
A
gonna
Tale
lose
of Two
our-
Cities.
We're gonna lose our book.
It was
Jesus.
the best of times. It was the worst.
Is that on
of
one page?
times.
Jesus. Oh God.
Read some Charles Dickens.
Oh no. To the children?
Why not?
To the children?
Every child needs
Oh,
to read
my
Dickens. God damn it.
Ooh.
That's
Oh.
bad.
Calm down, Dad.
Let's do it. So we're talking about for April 20th.
Whenever.
April 20th?
Whenever.
April 20th.
April
Whenever.
20th?
Yeah, it's at 10:30 in the morning.
If if they already have all sorts of people, like if there's already like a bunch of you for April 20th, we can do the next one.
Oh, there's not that many. There's only me and one other. So it'd be
Oh.
we've been talking about trying to include other performers. So if
Excellent.
I'll read one book and then I'll sit back. I'll help do something else.
Oh, awesome.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I love that kind of stuff. Like that's
Let's do it.
that makes me happy. I would totally.
So put us down, Michelle.
Right, I'm good.
April. I don't have my phone.
Hang on, please hold. Let me check my
10:30 in the morning. So the way that we
Oh,
I'll
that's
talk to him about the security aspects of it. We have there's a
have
group
a
that follows
clearance
us and
card.
protests us.
Oh, I'm sure there. If you
So,
if anybody is paying if anybody's paying attention to anything
Oh, so
around the
promote
country
it
right
more.
now,
Oh yeah. Oh, you should.
any place that is having a drag queen story hour has protesters. There are people that are having like
Do they bring
city
food?
and county meetings because people are protesting this shit. Which
No,
is
it was.
dumb.
Do you remember that
It's
Westboro group? They had their
Yeah.
children out there holding
Yeah.
those like God hates.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's
hates gay
amazing.
signs.
Yeah.
They have children.
They have
Oh,
children
yeah.
out there
Yeah.
holding these signs.
One
It's
thing
sad.
you
I
can be
was
sure,
gonna watch the
teach your
documentary about
kids
this.
to hate because
It's
that is how they will get very far in life. Teach them to hate because that works.
Well, you
Idiots.
can become president.
Indeed. Bleh.
Isn't that scary, folks?
So
Oh.
we'll talk about details with that. So keep an eye out for that. That could be super fun. But then March 20th, Felicia and I are going to we're going to divvy up the candidates, or not the candidates, but the people that are kind of putting their hat in the ring.
Are there
For-
Republicans? Are we doing Republicans?
No, I
too?
don't give a fuck about Republicans.
Okay.
Because the incumbent is running, I don't give a fuck about Republicans. I care about the opposing side.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to deal with anybody that is going to be throwing their hat in the ring and running on the Democratic ticket for president. And we're gonna dig up what we can. We're gonna
Speaking
dig
of
up,
digging up.
Taking
if,
up with the hope of unifying, hopefully.
well, the problem that we found is that people are very uninformed,
Yeah.
and
Especially middle America.
when you have
Or
this
they're one-issue voters.
when you have this mentality of anybody but blank,
Mm.
you just start voting for whoever the fuck, and that creates issues. So you need to know who's out there so that when the primaries happen,
you know what
and-
issues are
right,
important.
like you can't just say anybody but, because then you end up with somebody who on the surface may seem good, but there's issues that, and nobody's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to align perfectly with your views on every issue, but the hope is that we can find the information so that people can at least make informed decisions, because that's a big issue.
I feel like if you make so this last was it the last time we voted? If you make things just a little bit easier for people to comprehend, those those things are so hard to read. I would love, and I have seen this throughout the country, if you go and to like a workshop or something, and they say prop blah blah blah,
and they put it in very
and then they
plain
say
English.
you cannot have green grass on Wednesdays.
Plain English.
Plain English. Yeah.
If you vote for this, you will not be able to have green grass on Wednesdays. If you don't vote for this, you get to have your green grass every day of the week.
So
I wish,
it's
yeah. And I think that people get caught up in the hype of it all, that they forget what the
because like
issues.
right now we've got the fucking Burners that are back going, nobody but Bernie, and it's like, okay, well that's not necessarily going to be
What
the
is
best
Bernie
bet.
fighting for this time around?
Same thing.
Oh.
But
Free
here's my
education.
thing is I am not opposed to Bernie, but Bernie needs to not run as a Democrat because Bernie is not a Democrat. He takes up space where he shouldn't, and that's
he
something.
also needs to be just a little bit stronger.
Well, the thing is that we're right now in this in society, everything right now, we're all about people taking up space where they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all about. Sorry. So we're all about
Your
like.
hair is coming. No, it's like falling in your mouth. That's what is going on.
Bless it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So we're all about people taking up space where they shouldn't. So
Mhm.
it's about like cis people taking up space in queer trans places, or straight people taking up space in queer places, and where or men taking up place in taking up space in more sort of female centered places, and when these are people that need to step back, and while we appreciate you being there, while we appreciate you being an ally, you need to let those people be, and that's my problem
as
with
the term goes, let it breathe.
And well, that's my problem with Bernie, is that with most of his ideas, I'm on board with most of them. Some of them I think logistically I have some issues, but he keeps running as a fucking Democrat, and he's not a fucking Democrat.
That's where
if he wants to run,
the question is,
run as an independent. Run under the Green Party. Run under whatever the fuck you want, but
that's
not
my question
Democrat.
Is why? Because Dem and Republics are so mainstream.
The two-party system is broken.
That people are afraid to divvy into this unknown, it seems like.
Right.
And if they dive into this unknown, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's
what's happening. What's happening is a lot of people are bitching about the fact that the party system is broken.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Democrat. Okay, well, the thing is that nothing's going to change unless somebody makes that change. So if you want Bernie Sanders to run, excellent. Convince him to run under what he really is.
Also,
and then vote for him. And by all means, make him win. Make him win under a Green Party ticket. Make him win as an independent. That would blow the fuck, like, just something that small. If we could find a libertarian to run and win, like, something like that would really put a kink in the system that needs to be broken. Because this two-party, either you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, it's not working because both parties are fucked up. Both of them. And it needs to be...
It hasn't evolved at all.
No, it hasn't. And in fact, the Republicans have gone backwards.
Well, I was listening to this podcast the other day that somebody sent me, and there was a particular sentence in there that kind of like just people vote for how they. That's actually pretty good.
Is that good? Yeah, I like that.
I'm waiting for it to catch up to see how this looks on the screen. But people, yeah.
Oh, I think I found my new look. That's pretty spectacular.
You need to get a darker one, so you can see it on you.
Wow.
I think the issue also, though, is that a lot of people actually do feel that the system's broken, but for whatever reason they feel that a vote outside of either Dem or Rep is a wasted vote.
Yeah, that's
right.
What I was gonna say.
And well, the one of the problems is unless you are a registered Republican or Democrat, you can't even vote in the primaries.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. So we need
absolute
people to be more
bullshit.
involved.
What they do is they send you a ballot, and if you want to, if you're a libertarian,
right,
they'll send you a ballot. You have to write it in.
Right.
Like, there's no actual candidate that you can, like, it's the dumbest shit ever. And it's not a democracy. And there's so much that's wrong with the system. The Electoral College needs to go the fuck away. It's not needed anymore, and it's not necessary. When you have, and I've said this before,
if it was a way, we wouldn't have
a democracy
Donald Trump.
is, so the three of us are trying to decide on something. So we're going to vote. Do we want hamburgers or do we want chicken? Who wants hamburgers? Okay,
so
who wants chicken?
But the vegetarian, who's a part of neither system.
But it's like, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of these, democracy means, like, the majority
it's the problem that's the problem with America.
Right.
America is afraid to evolve. And
we're stuck in, like, the 1800s.
You know what's weird is I was telling somebody, you know how this country came to be?
Right.
With immigrants trying to run away from these
the oppression
huge,
and
political jibber jabber going on over here. But then we have somebody that's saying, put a wall there. Don't let them come in this country. when they fly on a plane, you check them, all of them.
If you look at
They just need to put us in a bubble.
the like
A net.
the sort of evolution of our political system, like we have come, we've literally gone backwards. It used to be
I felt like Obama
the
was pushing
Republican
us in the right direction. Now I feel like
we're
pedaling backwards on the bike.
The Republican Party used to be the People's Party.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Roosevelt came up with welfare. And now the Republicans are very much anti-welfare. Like, God forbid, no, you lazy. If you're on welfare, you're lazy. You don't want to work. You're a drug addict. La 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 la. Bitch, your party came up with this. But they act like it's this liberal. No, you're wrong. And everything is just skewed so far off everything. The Republican Party is now, they just need to call themselves like the right-wing Christian party, because that's what they are. That's what they are. Their entire thought process is based off of biblical bullshit.
Really?
And there's no, like, if you look at any Republican politicians, they spout the Bible left, right, and center, but they don't have any actual, factual anything to support any of their arguments.
Mm.
And then you have the liberals who...
It just seems like one extreme to the next.
Right, like there's no, and then if you're a middle grounder, then you just suck because you just must be a Republican.
Are you here?
Like, it is possible to be socially liberal, but like fiscally conservative.
That's me.
Right. I am, when it comes to social issues, I'm far more liberal than anything else, and that's because of who I am and what I have to deal with in my life. But you know, fiscally, I'm all for ways to come up with a living wage, tax breaks, which, sorry guys, tax breaks are legal for all companies. We put that in place, and I know people are pissed at Amazon right now, but...
Why?
Because Amazon's not paying any taxes.
Oh.
But the thing is that those tax breaks are put in place for everybody, and it's whether you
charge us tax.
There's like there's so much that is just like
you're like, wait a minute, I just paid tax.
Like there are some things that I'm in terms of finances and being fiscally responsible. I'm probably more conservative than I am liberal on that side, but I can't get on board with their social shit. So it's like, then you have the libertarians. Libertarians are like, do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not hurting anybody. Which is
a good...
Right. You want to have a gun? Awesome. Don't fucking use that gun to do anything that's going to hurt somebody else. Right. You want to have a gay marriage? You can go get gay married to whoever the hell you want.
Go make gay marriage? Right. I don't want to make...
As long as it's not going to hurt anybody, you know?
They're the dick party.
Yeah. It's rough. So Felicia and I are gonna try and find some information.
I saw something in my email about people that were coming out as LGBT candidates.
That's the other
just
thing.
Recently had the governor race, which of course is over. But
and that's the other thing is that people are
like encouraging people that are of the community to come out,
which is fine
as their candidates.
Right, which is fine, but then you have people that are just going to vote for somebody because they flout even though they may be shitty people, like What's-Her-Nuts, who sides with Trump 60% of the time, but it's like, oh my god, she's bisexual, yay.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know how to feel.
The most likely to vote against her party, I think, is what was.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was...
But on the other side of things, on the dirty side of things, I spent part of my... lunch hour trying to understand what happened last night between R. Kelly and Gayle King. Apparently, he lost his fucking mind. He lost his mind a long time ago. But he basically acted like he was being accused of things after. I was one of those people that watched the whole thing of, what was it? The R. Kelly thing. On Hulu. And... to me, it seems. You remember Warren Jeffs? Is that his
Mm-hmm.
name?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it feels like. It feels like one of those, like, he knows that he's sleeping with underage women.
Right.
He knows that he's, corralling them and hiding them from their families. But at the same time, Warren Jeffs has this horrible temper. You look at him, you
Right.
think he's calm and collected. But then, all of a sudden, Gayle King is just, but you're sleeping with young girls. Nah. And he kept... If you watch it, you can watch little clips of it if it's too overwhelming or it has some trigger points for you. But it is very telling of what could happen next. And today he was arrested because of unpaid child support from one of the many that he... but all I can say is I'm glad that they're finally doing something about it, but I wish it wouldn't have taken a docu-series to break the...
Now, apparently there's a Michael
Neverland.
Jackson one, which that's complete horseshit because now that's come out. Michael Jackson went through how many years of bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
There are, 300 pages of investigation. The FBI, showed up unannounced, I believe, twice to Neverland Ranch. All these things, they never found anything. Now, all of a sudden, this dude
now there's
who,
a quote that this guy is like, I'll never let this happen to me again, and I will always speak out. And I'm like,
but wasn't he one of the ones that says nothing ever fucking happened, and now all of a sudden there was something just...
well, he didn't say, he said nothing ever happened at first, and then he, went back home, and I feel like he went home, and somebody was like, we need money.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm not paying for that trip to your little camp.
Yeah.
You better go back to Michael Jackson's house and give me $20 million.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. That sounds like, and that's a bunch of horse shit.
After he settled, he never said anything again. But that probably could have been part of the settlement. I don't know. But I haven't watched it yet. But all I can say is it's very confusing. It's a very confusing time for me. It's very... got outlandish people in the White House that are undoing things, and
what pisses me off about the Michael Jackson thing is that you're gonna wait all this time
in his memory,
and you're gonna wait till he's dead. So number one, he can't defend himself, and you're gonna throw all this shit, even though you've said before that nothing actually happened.
Meanwhile, R. Kelly
and then it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Ugh.
And all I can say is, I slightly find it offensive, those people that say that they're going to still listen to his music, even though he did this.
He's an artist. Why can't we separate the...
Or they say... one person I saw on Twitter put, I'll just remake his music because we don't want to forget the good songs that he created. And I'm like, you do understand that in some form or fashion that these songs could be about his victims.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the songs to think of,
I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh, so now you're gonna.
Oh, you're talking about R. Kelly. I'm thinking of Michael Jackson. Okay, I got you.
See, my theory on Michael Jackson, this is my theory, is that if you pay any attention to Michael Jackson, I have a sneaking suspicion that there was something that was I believe he was emotionally stunted. I don't think he ever actually matured past a certain age, and whether
I think he forced himself to have that childlike voice.
I think that
feminized.
I think that there may have been either some autism or something there that he never actually mentally or emotionally matured past a certain age. And I think that the reason that he surrounded himself with so many kids is because that's who he related to.
I kind of have my own theory.
I don't think he could relate to adults because mentally and emotionally, I think that he was still a child. And if you watch any interview with him, if you listen to anything that he ever
He was
says,
very insecure.
there's nothing that he says that indicates that this is a mature 50-year-old. Like it there's always a very childlike kind of.
At one point, I thought that
right.
Michael Jackson, if he would have lived on, for some reason, I felt like he was going to transition. I felt like he was. He
Could
gave
be.
me like that. I hate to say this, but he gave me like the Caitlyn Jenner vibes.
That's tricky though, because like I can
she's the only example that I have.
Okay.
I can kind of see that.
That's where I get that.
But then again, I'm like I said, the way I look at it, there's
he had an identity crisis.
I think that
basically,
right.
is what I felt like.
There's
he was
something.
trying to decide, and I felt like his face was his way of trying to figure out how to
what was right
make what he pictured in his head happen.
And I think possibly a lot of that would have to do with the fact that
we're going so long.
Would is because he never quite matured past the. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have that emotional maturity to be able to.
He knew
figure
what he
out,
wanted, but
right.
he couldn't.
Like I legitimately believe that, and I like anything you watch.
Not to bring the night down. Sorry,
anyway.
I put that on there because.
But we talk about things that aren't all drag shit. Like we actually talk about real things. People should know this by now.
Yeah. So upcoming events. You have Espresso's TGIF?
I do. So this Friday I'm going to be back at C7. I only have 3 gigs left before I leave for nationals. I'm at TGIF at C7 this Friday, so come out. It's going to be Espresso's first show since winning her title, so it should be a good time. We're going to kind of celebrate a little bit, so come out for that. That'll be fun. March 15th, Felicia and I are at Drag Bingo and Cats. It's the St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, ooh. And I have green hair coming.
That's cute.
Green hair. I asked. Did you ask?
I shouldn't have to ask. These things should just magically appear.
Oh, no, hon.
March 23rd, which is a Saturday, I am at Lady and the Tramps at C7.
I love how I've tried to book both of those people, but you get booked in the show. I'm trying to help. Whatever.
And that actually, that's going to be my last show before I leave for nationals. Because that's on the Saturday, on the 23rd, and then Tuesday, I'm out.
Oh, I hope you don't make that noise. Happens. Ooh.
Which is going to be interesting because my partner's probably going to be out of town, so I'm actually going to drive my happy ass to Tempe, and then somehow myself, Dita, and Dustin are going to get ourselves to the airport. Does anybody have a van or a very large SUV that they? I don't know.
It's $20.
Oh yeah.
Find that out.
We're XL.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to load all of us and all of our shit into.
Yeah. Super shuttle.
I'll have to look into that.
You just they will ask how many bags you have. I think. Is that how it goes?
I've never used a super shuttle.
I've used it once. It made me a little seasick.
I can't do that. That's gonna have a.
Just ask to sit up front.
Hang on. Maybe said playing devil's advocate though. If he didn't relate to adults and related more to children, it's possible that he could have done some of those things. I don't think so. I think
Is
that
it possible?
Yeah, I mean anything's possible. I mean,
look at the shit that's going on with R. Kelly. Why wasn't he in jail years ago?
Like anything's possible, but I don't think.
And why did the families settle for money?
I don't think
over their child's welfare.
Right. I honestly don't think that Michael Jackson had any sort of a sexual drive. Like his kids aren't even biologically his. Like,
or it took forever for him to.
Like, I don't think. I think that there was some sort of.
Is he running water over my makeup?
Stunted maturity. Like, I think all around, I think there was something that wasn't, so I don't think so. I don't think his mind ever really went there. There was nothing that was really inherently sexual. So,
Sorry, I can hear the bathroom. I was like, oh my god, my makeup's in there. What else are you looking for before nationals?
I still have a couple more things on my wish list, but obviously if nobody decides to pick up those, I'm gonna have to get them myself, because I gotta get them soon, because I have to get them to pack and stuff.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I still need one of your masks that you stole the concept.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
You get one of those stolen masks.
Yeah.
And wear it proudly.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we know it's off the black market.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And please keep an eye out on our Facebook, Instagram for our upcoming guest and more. We have upcoming guests live.
Oh, next week we've got Brandon McGill, who's going to be back on with us. Maybe he'll have learned to actually say the name of the show.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I believe him and his boyfriend were supposed to watch the show tonight, but I don't know if they did that.
I
didn't see them.
No, I didn't see them there, but that's okay.
Mm.
And then while I am in, I'm in Ohio. Felicia,
I got my own
to
come in.
right. So Christina Fatal Christian is going to be taking over for me, which I told you that was really funny when I told her that.
I didn't realize it though.
Yeah,
I just booked her.
that's
I was
okay.
Like, and then so she was in the show on Friday, and she goes, "So I'm just a fill-in." I said, I didn't really pay attention to the calendar. I just put you on that day, and when you said the day was okay, I just said,
that's funny. So yeah, so filling in for me, while I am in Ohio, Christina Fatal Christian will be here. Sir Jet will be here at some point, and local musician Katie Cage is going to be on. She's fucking fantastic. I can't
multi-talented.
She's amazing.
Let's not forget.
And of course, thank you to our sponsors, ShellyLoveCreative.com, WigsOfAkind.com, and TheBrilliantBarbers.com. And of course, to our Patreon supporters, Brandon, Leanne, Carrie, and Corey McClemens, Allison, and Joan for supporting us on Patreon. If you want to support us, you can do it too at patreon.com/letshaveafefe.
Yes, and if you don't want to do it on Patreon, we take just money.
Money, I'll take money. Any kind of money is good. I have a PayPal.
If you're watching on Facebook, you just go ahead and click my name, and then press message, and then press the dollar.
No, my name.
No.
My name.
Felicia Minor.
My name.
Freddie has nationals.
Right, I have nationals, so you go to
I just moved. I'm dirt poor, and I need money now.
I live by myself.
I
live alone. I have 2 geriatric animals that I am the caretaker for.
I hate you.
And if you rewind the video from the beginning, Felicia talked about how she moved into this nicer place.
Right? I live in a shithole where my upstairs neighbor keeps either trying to give me weed or bring his chick down to suck me off. So please send me your money for $5 a day. You too.
Where do you
could
live?
have.
Is this why you want me to house sit? I need to get over there right away.
Oh,
Let me just go home with you right now.
He's gonna love you.
Oh God, I love you.
He woke me up the other night screaming it's some N-word down the street, and it's great.
Why did I agree?
So you can go ahead and click on my name and send me money because I need therapy.
Yes, while he's at Nationals.
Yeah. Somebody has to look after my 2 geriatric animals, and I have another animal with somewhat special needs, and another animal that suffers from short-term memory loss.
And they're all him. Be sure to like this episode, subscribe, and share. Oh my God! The best news ever.
Oh.
We have, when I press sponsor, I didn't know that my good $5 that you can give back to me now that you've watched this episode would put us on Fox News.
That was hysterical. Oh
I'm
my God.
Oh.
That is fucking brilliant.
Sad news is that it was on the story where the kid got his arm ripped off.
Well, that's because some idiot kid was putting his fucking arm through a goddamn fence with a sock
played
puppet. I'd probably rip your arm off too, you dumbass. That's just stupid. Why aren't you watching your kid?
So be sure to like this episode, subscribe, share it with all your friends, enemies, and Trump supporters.
And thank you to Miss Nature for driving all the way up here because nobody told her
you.
that we could do this virtually.
Well, if she's watched the show, she could have just said that was a thing. But We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here.
And we'll make sure that we put up all the dates and stuff, all the things that you have coming up,
Awesome,
so
thank you.
on our page, so that all of our folks can see what you're doing.
Oh, what's the angry faces?
Oh, who angry?
Who that?
Oh, who that?
Take the weed and sell it to me.
Oh,
No,
he just wants me to go up and smoke with him. He doesn't want to actually give me the weed.
I don't know. I can't smoke.
And
I
we'll
don't
all
know.
see everybody on April 20th.
Yes, April 20th. If you have children, bring them to the Bookmans in Mesa for
As we were just talking.
drag queen.
Go
But
ahead.
I'm not smoking it. Trying to
Great
give it-
segue.
He's trying to give me it, but I keep telling him no, but I keep trying to tell him no nicely so I don't piss him off. Fuck. April 20th, Bookman's in Mesa, Drag Queen Story Hour.
Get some
Oh my
more
God.
pepper spray. Oh my God. You can subscribe to us as a podcast and listen to us whenever the fuck you want. On the way to work, on the way home, maybe when you get lost on the way to my house because I gave you the wrong address. On iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and more. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and all these other things that I've decided to sign us up for that I don't know why, but
It's awesome.
we
Thank you guys
Mhm.
so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Oh, for March 20th.
Let me end this.
For March 20th, if you guys have people that you want us to do some research, send us some names. Otherwise, we'll be
Oh,
digging
we can
up
do
anyway.
local ones too.
We can do local as well. So anybody that you want us to dig up some stuff on, send it our
We're
way.
just gonna have a running document
Right.
thing.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week.